How healthy are you if your blood pressure is 240 or 250 over 170? You're pretty much a walking dead. Exercising has nothing to do with your blood pressure being that high. Your blood pressure is that high from table salt, fried food, and meat, and preservatives, and artificial flavors, and coloring, and artificial ingredients in all your food. That's what makes you sick like that. Exercise is something that could help you to a certain extent, but what good is exercise if you're full of poison? Let me give you a perfect example, which is a hemorrhage of the brain. Okay, he had a brain hemorrhage. In other words, his whole head was full of blood. His brain was full of blood. The blood vessels busted, and it was blood all in his head. Okay? On top of that, there's stories that he was given cold medicine knowing that he had high blood pressure. So people saying this is what caused it, the cold medicine. But see, it shouldn't have been any cold medicine anywhere around. And his blood pressure shouldn't have never been high. Imagine having some type of war and you got 500,000 troops and 300,000 of them is sick. 150,000 of them can't even run around the block. Because who would have to fight you if you're going to die on your own and you're killing yourself? They don't believe that their veins have to be strong, that their heart has to be in good condition. They don't believe that their cholesterol has to be low. They don't believe that their blood pressure has to be low. They don't believe that they don't have to avoid having diabetes. They don't believe these things. If you're not trying to fight the war against biological and chemical destruction, then you're lame. You're not even qualified to talk about revolution. In this era we living in now, war is being fought biologically and chemically. Nobody has to run up and shoot you when they can get you to eat a Twinkie, when they can get you to eat Popeyes and Church's Chicken, when they can get you to eat a bunch of fried food. Nobody has to shoot you if they can get you to take a bunch of pills, drink lean. Nobody has to shoot you if you have a heroin addiction. Nobody has to shoot you if you're addicted to pharmaceuticals. And you took these pharmaceuticals, now you got all these side effects. Nobody has to shoot you if you got sleep apnea and you're going to die in your sleep. Nobody has to shoot you if you got congestive heart failure, hypertension. Who got to shoot you when you're in that type of condition? Older people that have not adapted to the internet. They have not adapted to the new means of warfare on the general public. The newest means of warfare on the general public is what they get you to consume. Now, if you think I'm lying, go on Facebook or something like that, and you'll see all the free-minded people, open-minded people from every nationality and race. When they want to be radical, they talk about how the television is no good. But they never go into details. The reality is, when you watch TV shows, are the TV shows the most detrimental thing, the negativity you see in the TV show? Or is it the ad placements within the TV show? What they have the people in the TV shows doing, smoking cigarettes, what they're eating in the TV shows, and the commercials that show during the TV show. The commercials always come on louder than the TV show. How many times you been watching TV and all of a sudden the commercial come on and you have to turn the TV down? It comes on louder. Because that's the actual brainwashing when they come on and say, we have the meats. Back in the 80s, mid-80s, when I lived in Hawaii, and a lot of us rosters, we would go down to the health food store and buy certain items. And sometimes we buy these items 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or 3 months, we would start getting leery. because we was like, these people know I'm coming in there, and every time I'm coming in there, I'm getting the carob-covered macadamia nuts, right? And so they watch me get these carob-covered macadamia nuts over and over. So I started thinking, hey, this Babylon system, they'll mess around and put a spiked bag of these nuts because they know that's what I buy. So I would start getting the stuff out the back, or I would change up and not buy the same thing all the time. And if you check it right now, when you go in these stores, they have all type of analytical devices analyzing your shopping. So you go to Walgreens, you buy something. They tell you, put your Walgreens number in there for a discount. But you really put your number in there so they can track what you're buying. So now let's say I'm always going in there and I'm buying a certain specific item, and they come to find out I'm always talking against the system. I want to overthrow the mark of the beast. I want to overthrow the system. They go find out what I buy. I go in the store, I buy it. Doesn't matter if it's vegan or whatever it is. It's a biological and chemical warfare. They spike my food and boom. Now, people say, well, if it doesn't matter if it's vegan or not, what are you talking about? The difference is if you are a vegan, if you are on a strict way of eating, you are more picky. And it's very hard to poison people that are very picky and peculiar about what they consume. It's much easier to poison careless people. If you're not conscious of what you're consuming, you're wasting your time, because these various systems you're protesting are very much involved with poisoning you.